Hey guys, welcome back. This is Lucid. We are going to be jumping back into Ring World, where we are playing early age Yomi. It's turn 54. If you recall in the last episode, we had basically... we're pushing our armies forward. We had failed to take one of the forts, we're going to be trying to take it again. We're going to be trying to take another fort this turn, and we're turning on to, dial 100 the raiding machine. So we got some rainbow armor, which is actually pretty damn versatile armor. It is really good on thugs and on mages. It's really good. Well, it depends how it's good on thugs. On my thugs, it's going to be plenty good. Okay. Magic phase attacks. Lanka going nuts. I think this guy has a Carmine Cleaver. No, just a charcoal shield. Which is okay against Rus. Obviously, it's not as effective against abysia. Okay, those guys are just gonna die. Let's just see if there's any interesting ones here. This is not really... Well, that's a fair amount of PD, actually. We'll just see how Lanka chops through it, so that you guys have a good, healthy respect for Lankan thuggery. It's kind of cool. I've never noticed this before. You have the little blue things down here. This is their fatigue, so his fatigue is getting built up. It's at 100. And then as he takes damage, his little red bar gets built up. So I think what happened here is this really was too much PD for, basically for a guy that was going to go berserk and didn't have much fatigue mitigation. Like, there's no reinvigoration here. We don't have any in our bless. Yeah. So, he actually got lucky. He could have died. What this guy was actually kitted for, and what he would have done okay against, is a small amount of PD, plus, like a Holy Scourge Thug, which is more along the lines of, like, what we're worried about. A true PD dump, like this guy would get, which is normally something like our guys are very good against. But in this case, it's something that, because he was kind of putting minimal gear on these guys and more worried about, you know, thugs. Yeah. Okay. And then, so that's the Lankan one. So we are Cloud Trap using on top of Abysia, if you recall, because, this is how Dione roll. We're like, hey, we're 5 tiles from your capital. I bet you wouldn't expect this. This is deep rating, boys. Tylus does not care. These are heavy abysian infantries. Tylus gives 0 fucks. Okay. The Cursed Land. This is going to be a little interesting because these are definitely heavier. Yeah, okay, he died. Yeah. Thugs. So, okay, this guy has 2 22 damage axes. This guy has a flail, and the flail attacks twice. And so these are very high damage attacks. So, in this case, Lanka is relying heavily on Mist Form, which could work, by the way. The thing is, for Mist Form to really work, you're gonna... I think the way it works is if the damage is more than 25 that you would have taken without Mist Form, then basically you're going to take, you're going to pop Mist Form. So when this guy gets hit on his head, there's a chance that it will go through mist form, because these guys are obviously doing high enough damage to occasionally get 25. And then once mist form is gone, then he's basically guaranteed to be dead. So let's actually see when it gets broken. And here we go. Okay, wait, there, it just happened. So... I guess we can't see it. But yeah, Mistform definitely just broke. But you can see all the 1 points of damage. I guess it did happen on getting hit in the body, though. But yeah, his body protection isn't that great. It's only 18. Or no, 20. Yeah, so I guess he had to get hit really hard in the body to break it. Not sure, but anyway, you need like way more defensive stuff to be able to handle the Abyssian infantry, so he lost that. Coming down, we have a long list of battles here, and that is because there was a lot of raiding into Abysia and into Rus. So I think we'll go... Okay, we'll watch this. This is kind of hilarious. Abysia is trying to break his siege here with a Wraith Lord with a water bottle, and a shroud, and some boots. Very odd. So he's got death gems, which I assume can be soul vortex or something, but... okay. I mean, he has a good bless, so I guess I understand it. The thing is, this guy has pretty good basic armor, so when you're putting the shroud on, you're gonna get rid of his decent basic armor. Do they just fire blast him to death? That's actually really funny. Okay. Very unsuccessful. Abysia is attacking us in the Thunderdome, which I think I have empty. Okay, the problem with doing this... Okay, so let's talk about why we don't send commanders to counter raid, right? To retake land that's raided from us. Because if I put 0 PD here, then this guy would take it. In which case, you want to script him to retreat, because that way, if there's nobody here, then he's going to win. Which you can do the same thing with the scout. If there's literally anybody here, like I put 2 PD or 1 PD. Like 1 PD will kill a commander or a scout, more often than not. So, anyway, that's why you don't do this. Okay, and then... I don't know if we're going to watch all these. Let's see, well, maybe we will, because this is, I guess, how you get decent intuition for when thugging works and when it doesn't. Okay. So there's a lot of them. We're gonna just kind of scroll through and look for interesting ones. This is too easy. These are very easy. So Lanka's got a few vampire lords he's been using. Lanka has really good access to get into vampires, which is pretty strong for them. More vampires. My Dione. Rus is attacking. I think I put a fort. Let's actually see where this is. Oh, okay. I think Rus was just moving some troops around and I had a Dione there. But they are not going to have a good day. And this is just more light raiding. But you can see it's on an enormous scale. Like, we're just... Almost all their provinces we've raided now. Okay, wait. There's a fortress that we're trying to take. And we don't really want to fall on this choke point. Okay. We have darkness, which is going to be okay. Some of their guys have dark vision 50, so we're not getting the full effect of darkness. These burning ones are going to be a bit of a problem, but we are going to kind of jump past them. I think this is where I make the mistake of casting End of Weakness. Oh yeah, I do. So yeah, you see that's susceptible to fire? That's a big mistake. We have 10 protection, woohoo! Not good enough. Fog Warrior's coming down, which is kind of nice, but yeah, that End of Weakness was a big mistake. Like, the burning ones, it makes them just extremely effective. I'll just speed this up here. Okay, and it looks like we do finally take it, but we probably took just horrendous losses. Yeah, we lost almost 200 guys. If we didn't cast it, we probably would have lost half of that. So that was a mistake. But on his side, the losses were devastating. And so this, I think, was the last of the Abyssian armies that we know about anyway. But yeah, he lost probably 20 mages almost, and then 100 or 80 troops. So that was pretty important. And obviously that was a choke point to the to their fort. I mean, to their whole planet. This was going in the other fort that we failed to capture last turn, and you can see there's nothing in here because it all retreated. So there we go. And I think that is about it for the events of this turn. So if we look at it, this part of the map is quickly starting to bear the flag of Lanka and Yomi. You can see Lanka has obviously done more raiding than I do because he has more thugs. I can use Onishugo as thugs, but I'm not really choosing to do that. I would rather have them sitting around holding lanterns and researching and creating free spawn for me. And also, I think, like, for me, the constraints for, like, raiding effectively are having the right gear to put on guys so that I'm kind of immune to Holy Scourge, like, thugs in their province or assassins. And because I only have so much of it, I'm not really bringing around, like, swarms of Onishugo, which is something you can do. And I think if you're on a map with less choke points where the cost of getting people to the front, like to the war front, is less, then you can definitely use the Onishugo much more than I have for things like raiding and thugging. Okay, so basically everybody who is out here is going to just continue raiding. Tylus is not going to sit here where he could get assassinated. Instead, he's going to kind of run around. So we're going to send him over this way. The thing is, Abysia on their capital, I think they have... I forget what types of assassins they get. Let's check. I mean, I think we've already talked about it, but... yeah, they get these guys. I can't remember if these are cap only. Yeah, they are. So there's probably a couple of them sitting in their capital. And these are the guys you're really scared about with Holy Scourges and whatnot if you're running around with Dione. So we're not in jeopardy of that happening this turn if we sneak away. And if we sneak to a province that is getting blood hunted, then we'll probably be fine. This was where Lanka lost one of his thugs too. So yeah, he's going to be moving away. All the other Oni, we're not super worried about assassins because we have decent gear on them. So they're going to continue to run around. In fact, Tylus has kind of decent gear too, but I don't want to press my luck. The thing is, why is it more dangerous for Tylus than for these guys? The reason is because any assassins he has in these provinces, he's kitted out for like some general purpose job to assassinate, you know, some random guy that I might have, if he does have them out indeed. And so then I feel kind of comfortable. But in his assassin, he would basically have picked from any of the items he's forged, like all game, to say, okay, what do I want to put on them to kill Tylus? So I feel a little uncomfortable with that. Anyway, that's why we're moving out. We have both of these forts now. So this army is going to be moving here. And from here, I'm not sure whether we'll have to make a decision whether we go for this fort or whether we go head down towards Abysia. The army up here, they're moving just onto the planet. The Rick Khan is going to go hop on top of this fort. Rick has... we gave him an iron face now. He doesn't have anything to deal with assassins. So, no luck or faithful. Like, ideally we would replace this with this. I think that would be significantly better. Because we have a lot of gear on him. We don't really want to risk him dying to, a Holy Scourge, but so far we haven't really seen any. So it could be that we've just been shadowboxing ourselves, and yeah, there's not really a huge threat that we have to worry about. But basically, yeah, we're just going to keep raiding. Lanka's going to keep raiding, and then we're going to try to take their caps. On this front down here, we can see Saramatia, we can see Bandar Arkalisa, and they're still fighting against Oceania, whose partner, of course, was Helheim, who fell to them. And this war, I think, is keeping them occupied, so they're not going to turn their attention to the north. Because what we're worried about, like, if we had a very protracted war, then these guys almost certainly, if they killed Oceania, I think almost certainly they're going to come attack us. And that's not something we're terribly keen on. Do I have any scouts down here? No. I think we'll just talk a little bit about what's been going on down here. So, I think that Relay and Niflheim are at war. We can see that we have Daz Tactic, our Bane Venom Charm carrying Black Servant. He is spending another turn on top of Niflheim's capital. There are a lot of guys here, so we're not going to camp out. This is over the threshold where we feel comfortable having him just sit there. So we're going to have to send him elsewhere. We are going to... he has what? Stealth 130? So every time it goes over 80 units in that province, we kind of want to move. So we're going to have him go elsewhere. But this is kind of hilarious, because you can tell he's got a ton of guys here trying to scare me off. But that also means they're potentially all getting diseased. So... Bane of Venom Charms are kind of ridiculous. If you don't recall, I got this from an event. I didn't choose to build it. So that's how I morally justify doing this to myself. Okay. So that's basically what's happening in this part of the world. Down here, basically the way the logistics work on this map is from this planet, or this moon, you can get down to this moon, right here. And then from this moon, you get down here. And so this is Hinam's capital. And so what Agartha is doing is they're sending troops down through here to fight potentially the underwater nations near and around Hinam. Because Agartha is, of course, aquatic. Or amphibious, at least. I think that's about it. I think that's it for this turn. So, thank you guys for watching, and tune in next time.